please? Would you please rise as we welcome the class of 2021? evening, and please be seated. It is my honor to serve as the principal of Manheim Central High School, and I welcome everyone here this evening to celebrate the class. Thanks, I get it. We're working on it. We'll try it again, how about that? There we go. Applause number 1 for Mr. Weitzel. It's an honor to serve as a principal of Manheim Central High School, and I welcome everyone here to celebrate the class of 2021. At this time, I would ask that all who are able to please stand for the playing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Thank you, and you may be seated. Please allow me the opportunity to recognize some of our special guests in attendance this evening. The individuals mentioned have contributed in one way or another to your life and development and invested tremendous amounts that have brought you to this commencement celebration this evening. I'd like to thank our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Aiken, and Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Amy Flannery. Would both of those individuals please stand for recognition? Joining us this evening in support of your accomplishments as members are members of the Manheim Central Board of Education and District Leadership Team. Would members of our school board and district leadership team please stand as well for recognition? The high school administrative team is comprised of myself and 2 other individuals. I'd like to thank Mrs. Elizabeth Bender and Ms. Keisha McCulley for their investment in the students of Manheim Central as we strive to help all young adults discover their passions on their personal journeys to be difference makers. Manheim Central is fortunate to have these 2 individuals at the high school. Unfortunately, Ms. McCulley could not be joining us this evening. Nevertheless, we will recognize her publicly as I have Mrs. Bender stand for recognition. And lastly, class of 2021, there are 2 groups that serve as a foundation for your presence here this evening. The first group is the faculty and staff of Manheim Central School District. We're privileged to have a strong, dedicated, and caring group of educators that support our learners each day. Our faculty and staff strive to create a school climate that supports students. They attend your extracurricular activities, They develop strong connections with you over the course of your educational career. All of this with the joy of watching you mature into the young men and women you are this evening. It is a tremendous pleasure to work alongside these individuals. They are fine educators. And on behalf of our learner community, I would like to thank our staff for their dedication and service. Thus, I would ask for our members of our current and retired K-12 staff to please stand for recognition. And secondly, and perhaps most importantly, I'd like to recognize our parents, guardians, and families of our graduates. As family members, you've played a leading role in the lives of your graduate. Just the other day, I had someone tell me that they were so nervous that their daughter was entering the 9th grade, and they weren't really sure how to take that moment. And I imagine many of you are sitting here in the audience thinking the exact same thing about your son or daughter. I'm not sure I'm quite ready for this. As a parent, I'm not there yet, so I can just put myself in your shoes. At that time, my only words of encouragement were, savor the moment, because it's certainly one you'll want to remember. Families, thank you for your efforts in support of your child for the last 13 years of their education. I'm sure that you will savor this moment. As such, I would like for our class of 2021 to please stand and recognize your families for all their contributions thus far. Gang, I'm just going to call you out and say we got to clap a little bit harder for our families than that. I guess we didn't practice that one at rehearsal, but I know that they were clapping a really long time when you were processing in there. At this time, I'd like to transition to acknowledge the academic accomplishments of two individuals, the salutatorian and the valedictorian for the class of 2021. First, I'll have Eve Schaefer come forth. Eve is the daughter of Tammy Myers and David Schaefer. Eve had a cumulative GPA of 4.5904. Absolutely. And she is a salutatorian for the class of 2021. As a student at MCHS, Eve's accomplishments include Senior Student of the Month for April, Women's Club of Mannheim Award recipient, AP Scholar with Honor Award, and finally, College Board 2020 National Final Exam, bronze medal in 2018, and silver medals in 2019 and 2020. Eve's teachers shared the following comments from Mr. Campbell. Many students pass through teachers' classrooms. All are special in their own right. Many leave a lasting impression, but only some challenge you to be your best. Eve's passion for learning and her natural curiosity make it exciting to create and teach lessons that are enticing and engaging. After 5 semesters of Spanish, Eve can look back and be proud of what she has accomplished. Through her time in Spanish, Eve has consistently been at the top of her class and was always a top scorer on the National Spanish Exam. Eve's passion for Spanish was not limited to the classroom. She served as Vice President for the National Spanish Honor Society. Excuse me. Eve embodies all the characteristics of a difference maker, and she undoubtedly will continue to challenge to improve herself and her community. Mr. Williams commented, "My lasting impression of Eve will be one of diligence, willingness to help others, an exceptional work ethic, and an ability to really understand how the different components of AP Biology are connected." When asked about her fondest memories from Mannheim Central, Eve shared, "My fondest memory from Mannheim Central was made at the end of filming Mary Poppins this year. When the curtain closed, at the end of each show, the whole cast lets out a big scream to commemorate each production, and the final scream of my senior musical was something that I will remember for a very long time." The next phase of Eve's journey, will take her to Franklin and Marshall and eventually to study abroad. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Mike Clare from the Mannheim Central Alumni Association to present an award to Eve. Mr. Clare.
Congratulations, Eve. On behalf behalf of the Mannheim Central Alumni Association, I'd like to present to you a lifetime membership to the Alumni Association. And
additionally, Eve, please accept this gift from Kozer Jewelers and Mannheim Central School District. I have to find it first. It's in here. Congratulations, Eve, and best wishes at Franklin and Marshall. I'm proud to announce the valedictorian for the class of 2021 is Rachel King. Rachel, please come forward. Rachel is a daughter of Stephanie and Tim King and had a cumulative GPA of 4.7849. As a learner, Rachel was involved in marching band, science Olympiad, Rho Kappa, Math Honor Society, English Honor Society, and Science National Honor Society. Rachel's accomplishments include National Merit Scholar, U.S. Presidential Scholar Candidate, 11 Science Olympiad medals, including 5 regional medals, First-Year Chemistry Award, Advanced Chemistry Award, Student of the Month, AP Scholar with distinction. Rachel wanted to express thanks to all her family, friends, and teachers for their support and guidance. She said, "I would not have made it this far without them." Rachel's teacher shared the following comments from Mrs. DeStanza. Rachel has been a star programmer. For her final project, she utilized many tools in her tool belt, including physics and calculus, in her exoplanet detector code. Mrs. Henry shared, "I have observed Rachel in face-to-face learning during her middle school years, 5th and 6th grade. At a young age, she was a very dedicated learner, and her ability to focus and follow through or even finish was always present. During her senior year, she was in my online class, but those characteristics of her dedication and commitment to learning were still evident. Rachel applies herself and does her best work, from the simplest task to the most complex task. She demonstrates barren pride in all of her work. When she graduates, I have no doubt she will continue to exemplify barren pride in all of her future endeavors." Rachel plans to attend Westchester University and continue her studies toward a dual degree in mechanical and aerospace engineering with a minor in astronomy. It is my pleasure to welcome back to the stage Mr. Mike Clare to present Rachel with an award. Mr. Clare.
I'm getting there. Rachel, guess what? Guess what we're going to give you now? On behalf of the Mannheim Central Alumni Association, you're going to receive a lifetime membership to the Alumni Association. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to present Rachel with this monetary gift from the Mannheim Teratoma Club that honors our valedictorian. Also, please accept this gift from Kozer Jewelers and the Mannheim Central School District in recognition of your accomplishments. Congratulations, Rachel, and best of luck as a Mountaineer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tonight serves as a turning point in the lives of those seated here this evening as they transition from high school student to high school graduate. As you reflect on Mannheim Central and time spent walking our halls, interacting with peers, and working towards your goals, you will certainly come to recognize this as a critical stage in your development and one that will carry you forward on your journey. As we reflect on the class of 2021, I'd like to share some of the major highlights from this cohort that have carried on the Barron legacy. In the area of agriculture, 3 students were recipient of their Keystone degree. I'd ask for Ellie Fittery, Chantel Wanger, and Ashley Morgan to stand for recognition. In the arts, I'd like to recognize National Honor Society the student leadership of Rain Nevins, Louise Passarelli, Mackenzie Miller, and Malia Nauman. You're too quick with the applause. I got to tell you why we're applauding them. Keep standing, I'm going to talk about you. Despite the obstacles, you've continued to make wonderful art and make the high school a welcoming and exciting place. And I always love watching how our students decorate the hallways. The special project that our National Honor Society team came up with is they decorated the front windows with a whole bunch of quotes from the senior class. And it's just a testament to how much our kids love coming to the high school. And that's what really rings true in my heart. And I love the fact that our art department, our art students were able to illustrate and demonstrate that. So thank you. Now we can clap for them. And in the athletic area, during the 2020-21 academic year, Manheim Central earned section championships in girls soccer and baseball. The following individuals were recognized for their honors in athletics. Our athletes of the year were Jenna Lutz and Cam Eberly. Taylor Herr and Brady Nyer were Abe Weidman Scholar athletes. The District 3 annually recognized the E. Jerry Brooks Academic Excellence Award winner, and for the Manheim Central School District this year, it was Brady Nyer. The District 3 also recognizes sportsmanship with the Fackler-Hauer Sportsmanship Award, and this year's recipients for Manheim Central were Jenna Lutz and Cade Kegerais. And finally, one of the most prestigious awards for the Lancaster-Lebanon League is the A. Landis Brackbill Scholar Athlete Award. This year, Manheim Central was represented by Emma Levitan and Nathan Reed. And I have to recognize Nathan. Nathan was a finalist in the entire Lancaster-Lebanon League, and that speaks highly of not only his academic but also his athletic prowess. So congratulations, Nate. In the area of music, I'd have David Graff and Sarah Rhodes please stand. We're honoring David for the following reasons: LLMEA County Band and Orchestra, PMEA District 7 Band and Orchestra, PMEA Regional 5 Band and Orchestra, and finally PMEA All-State Band. Sarah is being recognized for PMEA Regional Choir. Congratulations. Each year, Manheim Central partners with Minithon to combat childhood cancer. This year presented challenges, but the team of Troy Peters, Cassie Forey, Dana Prajosian, and Alexa Galbraith pushed forward with events such as flamingo flocking, a virtual turkey trot 5K, and drinkware fundraiser that not only brought our community together, but raised funds for an amazing cause. Would these individuals please stand? You can stay standing. It's because of you that we're able to host an amazing outdoor Minithon event that exceeded our goal of $10,000. We thank you for continuing to fight this important cause as we look to defeat childhood cancer. And Mrs. Knoll and Mrs. Bassaro, as the Student Council Advisors, I want to especially thank you for all of your efforts and hard work. So thank you. We have 24 members from our senior class that qualified for National Honor Society. Would the members of our National Honor Society please stand for distinction? I would now ask that members from our class who plan to attend some form of higher education after high school to stand for acknowledgement. The students standing plan to attend either a 2- or 4-year school next year. This marks a total of, you should be standing if you're going to a 2- or 4-year college. This marks a total of 122 out of our 211 members that will be attending a 2- or 4-year college. Congratulations and best of luck at your chosen institution. Thank you. Seven members of our class have decided to enter military service by enlisting into a branch of the United States military. We applaud these students for their unselfish and brave acts and thank them in advance for their service to our country. We'd have them please stand for recognition. I would ask that our individuals that have elected to enter directly into the workforce and have secured full-time employment in their career field to stand for honor. This marks 35 students from our class that have committed to a plan following high school. Congratulations and best of luck in your chosen career fields. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge the 43 students who decided to leave their home school and attend a branch of the Lancaster County CTC to begin their pursuit in their future careers. It's not easy to leave your home school during your senior year, but their efforts are worthy of distinction. But I have these 43 students. Please stand to be recognized. We need an applause button and then a sit down and stand up button. We'll work on that in the future. As a principal of the high school, I'm so very proud of you. Proud of you for not only your accomplishments, but for the young men and women that you are. Watching you grow up for the last 4 years has been a true joy. Reflecting on these last 4 years, I'd like to leave you with this advice. No matter the odds, no matter the obstacles you will face, continue to push forward and overcome by focusing on each small step. We often become overwhelmed in the moment. So in challenging times, with looming uncertainty, focus on the next right step. To illustrate my point, I want to share a story that was adapted from The Star Thrower by Lauren Isley. A man was walking down the beach and saw someone in the distance. The someone, as he noticed, seemed to be a young girl as he got closer. And she was throwing something into the ocean. He questioned himself and couldn't figure out what she was doing. So the curious gentleman asked the young girl, "Why are you throwing these starfish into the ocean?" The young girl paused for a minute and politely responded back to the man and said, "The sun is up and the tide is going out. If I do not throw them back into the ocean, they will die." The man looked at the beach, and he could see that it was covered in starfish. The man thought to himself, "There's no way she can possibly make a difference. There's countless starfish." And he responded to her, rather definitively, "You can't make a difference." The girl picked up yet another starfish and threw it back into the ocean. As it met the water, she said, "Made a difference to that one." My hope for each of you as you transition from Manheim Central High School is that you will make a difference for that one, whatever that one is. Moreover, moving on from the high school, you will always remember it as a home, as a place you will fondly remember, and a place that has supported you. Lastly, know that Manheim Central will always be in your corner. Please join me in another round of applause for the members of our graduating class of 2021. At this time, we'll transition to Sarah Rhodes and a musical performance of Homeward Bound.
In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, and the sky is clear and red, when the summer ceased its gleaming, when the corn is past its prime, when adventure's lost its meaning, I'll be homeward bound in time. Bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow, set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. If you find it's me you're missing, if you're hoping I'll return to your thoughts, I will be listening. In the road I'll stop and turn. When the moon has set me racing, as my journey nears its end, as the thoughts on, when I'm homeward bound again, bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow, set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, I'll be home
Good evening, and congratulations to the class of 2021. It is my honor and privilege to distinguish the senior award winners from the graduating class of 2021. Students receiving awards and scholarships from the many community groups that support our high school are being recognized. A list of these students and the awards and scholarships they are receiving can be found in the last few pages of your program. At this time, I would ask any award or scholarship winner to please stand to be recognized. You may be seated. Members from the class of 2021 were honored during the month of May when the Lancaster County Career and Technology Centers held their graduation ceremonies. At these ceremonies, several Manheim Central students were recognized for accomplishments in their fields of study. Would the following CTC award winners please stand as your name is called to be recognized? And I would just ask that you hold your applause until the end. Jeremiah Snyder is being recognized as a merit student in the area of commercial construction. Paul Hurst is being recognized as a merit student. Haley Peach being recognized as an outstanding clinical student in the nursing assistant program. Abigail Hostetter is being recognized as a merit student in the early childhood education program. Owen Wagner is being recognized as an outstanding student in the welding program. Corinne King being recognized as an outstanding student in the early education for childhood program. Ian High, outstanding student in the area, my apologies, and recipient of also a foundation workforce grant. Owen Wagner, he's being recognized as an outstanding student in our welding program, and he is also the recipient of the Foundation Workforce Grant. Congratulations. You may be seated. At this time, we would like to recognize those individuals who are the recipients of our Barron's Best and Brightest Awards. These individuals have earned first or distinguished honors every marking period of their entire 4 years high school career. This is an outstanding accomplishment. As I read your names, would the following individuals please stand? And again, we have an awesome list here, so I would just ask if you hold your applause till the end. Cassandra Forey, Kaylin Gebhard, Cassandra Ginder, David Graff, Justin Greenlee, Aaron Greiner, Rachel King, Brady Nyer, Kylie Kreider, Abigail Martin, Audrey Miller, Cameron Miller, Malia Nauman, Dana Perosian, Andrew Rajahatnam, Nathan Reed, Eve Schaefer, Samuel Sheffney, Hunter Schoenfeld, Matthew Segrist, Alexandra Stauffer, Tylee Stauffer, Emma Ulrich, Emmeline Varner, and Blake Wagner. Congratulations. Our seniors who have distinguished themselves with outstanding academic achievements during their high school career are graduating tonight with honors. It is with great pleasure that I present them to you at this time. Seniors who have earned a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.4 but less than 3.7 are graduating cum laude. These students are wearing red honors cords. I would ask these individuals to stand at this time to be recognized. You may be seated. Our seniors who are wearing the green honors cords have earned between a 3.7 and 3.9 cumulative grade point average. They are graduating tonight magna cum laude. Will these seniors please stand to be recognized for your achievement? You may be seated. Summa cum laude honors are awarded to seniors who have achieved a grade point average of 3.9 or higher during their high school career. All of the seniors who are wearing a white cord have achieved this honor. Will these students please stand at this time to be recognized for your outstanding achievement? You may be seated. Congratulations to all of these students for their exceptional academic efforts during their 4 years at Manheim Central High School. We wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. Our first honor speaker this evening is Troy Peters, and I would ask that Troy come forward at this time. Troy is the son of Brian and Michelle Peters. After Manheim Central, Troy plans to attend Penn State University and major in secondary education. Troy commented that he is going to miss seeing his friends every day as they have grown up together over the last 13 years. He would like to thank Mrs. Nolt and Ms. Passaro for never giving up on Minithon. Without them, we would not have raised any money this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Troy Peters.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Bender. And thank you to the students, teachers, parents, and staff that made these 4 years everything that they were. I'm going to share with you today a theme that I feel best describes this past year. Although it's taken a lot of hard work, I feel like this year's theme was to adapt and overcome. It's no secret that COVID-19 has taken a lot from all of us. It took away the obvious things last spring, like sports seasons, musicals, Minithon, and just seeing our friends. But for some of us, it took away a lot more. For some, it took away jobs, much-needed money, and even family members. Even with all of that loss still in our recent memory, things have been getting better. Manheim Central was able to open in the fall, sports began to commence, and socially distanced activities began to appear all around us. Now, as you all know, nearly everything has looked different, and there are a few groups that I would like to highlight today because of their extraordinary ability to adapt and overcome even in these difficult times. For several years now, the Interact Club has been making connections with Pleasant View. When the pandemic hit, not only were the residents cut off from the high schoolers that regularly volunteered there, but they were cut off from their friends and family. In an attempt to find an alternative way to serve the community, Interact decided to go caroling the old-fashioned way, outside in the freezing winter weather. All of this was done to help raise the spirit of the residents. In addition, the Interact Club made snowmen all around the retirement community for residents to look at. And to add to that, students at the high school in Interact became pen pals with Pleasant View residents. All of these selfless acts were done to raise the spirits of the residents, and they showed us that creative thinking can go a long way. A second example of adapting came from Mrs. Henry and her students, who were tasked with creating an environment that was both safe and fun for their preschoolers while following all COVID guidelines. Mrs. Henry and her students adapted their lesson plans to fit this year and made it possible for the preschoolers to come in every day. Another group that adapted and overcame was our music department. While some schools stopped music making altogether, our school got creative and found a way to keep the department alive. The choir students were moved from their classroom to the auditorium in order to sing socially distanced, and the band moved all the way up to the wrestling room and even ordered special covers for their instruments in order to safely practice every day. One of the more recent examples of adapting was the spring musical. The theater department could have easily taken the year off and said that they weren't having a musical. Instead, Mrs. Frio and her team got creative and found a way to practice, film, and post the musical online for people to see. Another event, which is one that I personally had a part in, was the Minithon event we held in May. Because we couldn't have our traditional indoor overnight event, we adapted and moved our event outdoors one evening. The event was a huge success, and a few of you may have even had the chance to dunk Mr. Herbert or Senor in the dunk tank. Although it looked completely different from previous years, we were able to successfully raise over $15,000 for the Four Diamonds Foundation. A few other examples from this year include our socially distanced student section, the senior celebration event at Clipper Magazine Stadium, and this graduation we're all at right now. With all of that being said, I'm not standing here today to tell you that we had a perfect year, because we didn't. It definitely had its losses and its gains. But without the ability to adapt and overcome, we would have gotten nothing this year. Without our teachers and administration who care a whole lot about us, this year would have been dull, to say the least. Although activities didn't look the same as they had in previous years, we adapted, overcame, and even thrived. The staff and students that organized and ran these events were a beacon of hope. They reminded us that the world can still move forward even in these tough times. Just as they reinvented these events, we should reinvent ourselves. As society slowly moves towards the lives we had before the pandemic, I hope that all of you choose to rebuild and reinvent your lives how you want without getting stuck in familiar places. Sometimes it's hard to change who you are, and it gets even harder when the people around you expect certain things that no longer define you. This may be our only chance to restart, and it comes at a time when we're going our separate ways. Just as life begins to normalize again, the class of 2021 is moving forward in life. We're graduating from high school and heading our own directions. Whether you're going to college, taking a gap year, entering the workforce, or doing something else with your life after graduation, just remember that this is our time to make a difference in our lives. You don't just get to have a great life, you have to make it a great life. So, I challenge all of you to do one thing. I challenge you to continue to adapt and overcome as you move into your next phase of life. Continue to do what we have been doing all year at Mannheim Central. If our class does that one simple thing, there's greatness in our future. To quote Gandhi, in a gentle way, you can shake the world. No matter who you are or where you're heading in life, I wish you the best of luck. Now let's show the world what the class of 2021 is capable of. Thank you.
Thank you, Troy. Best of luck at Penn State. We are. I didn't go to Penn State, but I can still say that as a longtime Pennsylvania resident. It's my pleasure to welcome our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Peter Aiken, to offer congratulations to the class of 2021. Dr. Aiken.
It just dawned on me that Troy is going to Penn State. His dad is a big Pitt guy, so Troy, we may have to talk about that after a little bit. But hey, well, good evening, parents, family, friends, staff, school board directors, and most importantly, our 2021 graduates. As we take tonight to honor our 2021 graduates, I want to take a moment to thank the many who have invested into the lives of these 210 individuals. We know that our soon-to-be graduates did not get here alone. To our parents and family members of our graduates, thank you for your hard work, your dedication, and sacrifice in raising your graduate. The price of parenting is costly and priceless all at once. For the past 16 months, you have held your families together and kept hope alive when the trials of life threatened to steal the hope and promise of a brighter future. My hope is the example you have set for them and the values you have instilled in them will provide a bedrock foundation so that your son or daughter is equipped and prepared to navigate the trials of life. To the staff of Mannheim Central School District, each of our graduates has benefited from the life lessons you have taught them, both from the written curriculum and the soft skills of life. You too have led by example over the past school year and have truly showed our kids what grit, perseverance, and determination look like. Your investment in our graduates is a dividend that will continue to yield positive results, not only impacting this generation, but generations to come. Class of 2021, if you would, lend me your attention for just a moment while I talk about what the most effective people do differently. In preparation for tonight, I spent quite a bit of time researching, quote, the best graduate speeches of all time. And one speech in particular, in 2019, Robert F. Smith spoke to the graduates at Morehouse College. Smith is the billionaire investor and CEO of Vista Equity Partners. He shocked the Morehouse graduates when he announced he would cover their student debt. If I was naturally wealthy, I too would cover the cost of your future education endeavors. However, I'm not. But tonight, you will receive a one-year membership into the Manheim Central Alumni Association, and that's not too shabby. So thank you, Manheim Central Alumni Association. In all my research, I've found no mention of what I believe is a lost art and perhaps the greatest piece of advice on life that we can obtain, and that is the art of connecting. One of my all-time favorite leadership books is John Maxwell's Everyone Communicates and Few Connect. Undoubtedly, from now until you take your last breath on this earth, you will communicate. However, communication does not equal connecting. I inherently believe if you want to be successful in life, learn how to be a connector. The beauty of connecting is that as you contribute to your own success, you bring others along for the journey as well. To quote Maxwell, connectors create an experience everyone enjoys. If there's one thing that we can all agree on over the past 16 months, it is we are a divided society and a divided nation. If we're going to survive and thrive as a society and as a nation, we must learn and commit to being connectors. As the 210 graduates sit here tonight, I would imagine each and every one of you wants to make your mark and leave a legacy. A legacy that long after you're gone from this earth, your memory will live on. I fundamentally believe if you commit to being a connector, living a life marked by widespread and varied connections, you will have lived a full, fruitful, and successful life. Being a connector, you commit to the mindset that life is not solely about you, rather it's about bringing others along for the journey for a better tomorrow. I will close with this quote from the book, Today Matters. Think back to the most important experiences of your life, the highest highs, the greatest victories, the most daunting obstacles to overcome. How many happened to you alone? I bet there are very few. When you understand that being connected to others is one of life's greatest joys, you realize that life's best comes when you initiate and invest in solid relationships. Class of 2021, the weary world is in desperate need of you, your skill set, and your ability to connect. Go make your mark. On behalf of Manheim Central School District, Godspeed in this next chapter of your lives. May you always remain proud to be a Baron.
Thank you, Dr. Aiken. Our second honored speaker this evening is Roger Ratnam, excuse me. I practiced that all day and I still messed it up here, Andrew. Come on up. Andrew plans to attend Penn State University and major in chemical engineering following Manheim Central High School. He's the son of Ruben and Mitali Roger Ratnam. From high school, as you can see evident there from all of our watch all of his sporting events, and what he will in being
Thank you, Mr. Weitzel, and to all the people that were able to make this night happen. It's crazy to think that back in August of 2008, I first stepped into Doran Elementary for my first day at kindergarten. I did not really know anyone, and I cannot say that I was too excited to start school in a small town with no friends. It's wild that 13 years later, I'm standing here speaking to all of you on what is probably our final day attending Manheim Central. Potentially the last day that we are all together for the rest of our lives, and maybe the last day that some of us will ever see each other ever again. A lot of people are excited to graduate and move on with their lives. I'm not one of those people. I always say that if I had the chance to turn back the clock and go back to my first day of freshman year, the chance to relive all the memories we made together, I would. Because the truth is, you will never experience anything like high school. No more Friday nights in the stadium, last-second buzzer beaters in the gym, or crazy student sections that made every school in the county envious. No more school plays or talent shows or concerts. The days where we competed with each other, won with each other, and lost with each other are over. We will never experience the same drama that high school had. The gossip of who doesn't like who, who's with who, and who did what. The book on our high school journey is about to close. There was a phrase I heard someone say a few weeks ago that I think fits perfectly for the moment that we are all in right now. What is dead may never die. When I think of this, I think of the journey that we have all had together. While it's come to an end, it can never really be forgotten. Most of us started together in middle school, and others joined us along the way. All the thousands of hours of school and the time that we have spent together have shaped us into who we are today. The field trips, the DC, Philly, the Ren Fair, the school dances, the makeshift prom, all events that brought us closer together. And though the journey did take a bump in the road during the last year, it did not stop us from making memories that we will be able to keep with us for the rest of our lives. I think we are all extremely lucky to have been able to have our journey through school in Mannheim. It is a small town that everyone outside of likes to make fun of. However, there are not many other public schools where you can name almost every other student in the graduating class. There are not many other public schools where you can walk down the halls and name almost every student and teacher you see. Now, some of us are going to colleges with thousands and thousands of people, or entering the workforce of the military, where people really only care about themselves. The community created at Mannheim is nothing we will ever see again. I remember walking into my first class in the high school, my freshman English class with Mrs. Gray. Everyone was a little anxious as it was a new journey beginning for all of us. But within the week, we were all friends, like we had known each other forever. I tell this story because it is a perfect reflection of what almost every class at Mannheim Central High School has been like. There are no serious problems between people. Everyone here has always been welcoming, willing to assist one another on each other's journey through high school. And while other schools can say what they want about us, they will never have the close-knit community that we have created here over the last 4 years, where everyone knows everyone and nobody is left behind. I will forever be in debt to Mannheim and the community I grew up in, and I'm sure all of you will look back in a few years and think the same thing. Many of us right now are extremely excited to get our diploma, the moment we have been waiting for over a decade. I'm here to tell you that the diplomas themselves that we are getting tonight mean absolutely nothing. The value in it comes from the journey it took to even accomplish this incredible feat of graduating high school. The hundreds of tests and projects and presentations, the late nights after practices and rehearsals, those are what makes those diplomas so valuable. Too many of us are eager to reach the end or get the reward, that we forget about the journey that got us to that point, all the work that went into it. This diploma is the byproduct of the fun, the sweat, the tears, the victories, the losses, and the journey itself. So when you guys go to college, or go to the military, or enter the workforce, I encourage you to find ways to make the new page in your journey even better than the last one. In an age of society where so much is uncertain, one thing I can say for sure is that the next chapter of our lives will not be easy. And if you find yourself on an easy path, you're doing something wrong. We're going to have to struggle and grind it out. We're going to have to put in a lot of time, energy, and emotion. But don't think about the end reward. If you try to live in the future, especially the future of what other people want for you, you'll never be able to enjoy the journey. Don't think about graduation in 2025, or returning home as a hero, or that end of the year salary. Focus on the moments that are going to get you to that point. Focus on the people you're going to meet, the things you're going to learn, and all the work you're going to put in that will collectively make the journey so much more important and valuable than any reward could ever be. And now, as we get ready to get our diplomas and go our separate ways, I want to say that this is not goodbye. It's good day, because you never know what's in store for the journey of tomorrow. Thank you all for making the last 4 years amazing. Best of luck to all of you in your futures.
Apparently we have a tough act to follow. Maybe we should have saved that for the end. I'll make a note of that in poor planning. This evening we are honored to have Mr. Seth Obetz as our guest speaker. Mr. Obetz is a 1989 graduate of Manheim Central High School. Following Manheim Central High School, Mr. Obetz attended Western Maryland College and earned a BA in Sociology and Business Administration before joining Worley Obetz. In 2005, Mr. Obetz started Amerigreen Energy and quickly became one of the largest biodiesel marketeers in the New York Harbor. 2018 witnessed the demise of Worley and Obetz, and Mr. Obetz began Seth Energy with a core team of supporters from here in Manheim and assistance from rival Shipley Energy. Today, Mr. Obetz shares a story from lessons learned in the business world with other organization and business leaders. From the class of 1989, Mr. Seth Obetz.
I am so impressed and honored that you guys celebrating tonight with music from the 80s when I graduated. So that's fantastic. Congratulations. What a magnificent feeling of accomplishment is in this hall tonight. I tell you, standing here today, it doesn't seem that long ago that I was in your shoes, eagerly anticipating graduation, a culmination of 12 years being jolted awake by your annoying alarm, even more agonizing, finally deciding to roll out of bed to get ready in time so you didn't miss the bus. And then came the school day, mingling with friends and avoiding those hashtag not so friends. If I decided to do my homework and study, I had a pleasant day. If I didn't, I had an anxious day. But that was my decision. Our decisions seem inconsequential at the time, but they all have outcomes, many mundane, some beautiful, but some brutal. As you step out of high school and open this new chapter in your lives, you have increasing levels of independence and many, many opportunities to make decisions. Some of those decisions you make will stick with you over the years to come. Decide with thought and care, and I'd say some guidance from important people in your lives on what really matters. Now, for just a few minutes, I'm going to share a couple stories of decisions made, some good, some bad, all within my grasp at that time, just like you. And sometimes you don't realize the impact your decisions will have. I was a less than stellar math student, I'll admit, and my frustrated accounting teacher admonished me, someday you will need these skills in your life. And I sat there sullenly and thought, I'm going to make enough money that I can pay somebody to do my math. Well, that decision came back to haunt me. My biology teacher, Mr. Graham, though, was a great example of how to be kind to everyone. And my parents showed me to be kind and generous to everyone, and that is how we decided to live our lives and run our business. I learned that I decide if I smile or frown, and you can decide what your attitude is. In high school at Manheim, during hard practices, when I was so fatigued I couldn't even remember my name, my coaches told me over and over again I was a winner and a champion, and eventually I believed them and started winning. Just like Andrew said, though, the greatest asset of Manheim is the sense of community that is here. I didn't always care about the community because my dad knew what I did wrong before I got home, but I did learn to love it. And you can decide that Manheim is a pretty good place to be from. Now, after school, I joined Worley & Obetz, which was our successful fourth-generation heating oil and propane business, and I found my passion in sales. And for the next 30 years, I applied the lessons I learned in the classroom, in the hallway, and on the athletic field that helped me succeed. And although I was afraid at times, my experiences at Manheim Central gave me the courage to knock on the doors of huge customers, Fortune 500 companies that most would say I had no business soliciting. And guess what? I won some of those customers. Most exciting, I started and ran a separate company named Amerigreen, which became a leader in renewable energy with an incredibly bright and talented team. We enjoyed a collaborative and fun work environment. As that company's leader, I had many experiences with customers and suppliers. The first time I met with one of our suppliers in Chicago, I got to meet their president, and he was visibly drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning. Astounded, I took one of their key employees aside and I said, "How can you deal with this?" And he said, "We decided to work around him." Later, I met the owner of that company who worked and lived many miles away, and I thought I should probably tell him about his president and the issues he's having, but you know what? I decided not to. But I thought to myself, I'm glad our CEO at Worley & Obetz is hardworking and doesn't drink, so that's not a problem at our company. Well, that owner found out about his president's drinking problem years later when the president died from alcoholism and the company he led was in financial trouble. I breathed easily, however, as we at Worley & Obetz were such a strong organization. So let me fast forward to how that story turned out, as many of you are aware. I'm going to relate to you what has never been told in public before. Now, someday you can read the details when the book comes out, and we are actually working on the book, and the working title of the book is What If You Lost Everything? In late 2017, I was still working hard at Amerigreen, but I was also enjoying the fruits of our hard work. I owned a charter fishing boat, and I became friends with the captain, and we often talked about business, and he said to me, "The best advice I can give you is no one watches after your money like you do." Well, I appreciated that advice, but frankly, I dismissed it. We had a long-term trusted financial team at our companies, and they had managed the books for us for years. And my company that I ran, Amerigreen, was profitable, but Amerigreen's performance never measured up to the success that the CEO at Worley & Obetz reported. Year after year, the results kept growing. Revenues, profitability, acquisition of companies and customers. Under the CEO's leadership, the business was on fire. Now, in my gut, I didn't care for the CEO's command and control leadership style, but I decided to ignore his autocratic style because of his financial achievements that he reported. That's one of those decisions in hindsight I wish I could have trusted my gut. And in the winter of 2018, consultants revealed discrepancies in the underlying data of the financial statements. But no matter, the consultant said this wasn't at all unusual in family-run, long-standing companies. We can easily fix it by changing the reporting, appropriately reporting it, among other things. One of the things that we had to do to fix it was to change the terms with our largest customer. So I decided to get involved. I told my team at Amerigreen, I'm going to be spending most of my time at Worley & Obetz until we get this fixed. You guys carry on, and I will be back. As we uncovered the problem more fully, we decided we should accelerate the succession plan that we had in place for our CEO for him to retire. But still, under this one oversight, apparently he had done a great job for 20 years, but clearly the increasing complexity of our business was visibly taking a toll on his health. The CEO maintained the relationship with that one large customer, and so he was tasked with setting up a meeting to change the terms and fix this. But the meetings were delayed time and time again because the CEO had become ill. During that same time, one of the CEO's longtime managers was admitted to the hospital. The CEO said the manager didn't want to see anybody else, which we thought was strange, but we respected that. Well, unfortunately, that manager passed away unexpectedly, and no one got to visit him. A heavy, inexplicable feeling began to grow in all of us. Incidentally, that meeting with our biggest customer was delayed yet again. Why? Because now the CEO's father had passed away. I was empathetic but very frustrated, so I personally rescheduled that meeting for May 15th of 2018. The night before, I happened to be talking to one of our salespersons who was really struggling. I stayed on the phone with him till midnight. He actually lived in another state, and he assured me that he was going to be okay till morning and that I told him we were going to get him help. Well, I was awakened at 2 o'clock in the morning from his girlfriend calling to say that he had jumped to his death from his apartment balcony. So reeling from shock, no sleep, and my mind just going and my emotions spinning, I still proceeded to that customer meeting where our CEO was a no-show, something that had never happened before. Just as I was walking into that meeting, I got a phone call. I learned that our CEO had left a huge check for his family and a note that said, "I love you all." I immediately thought, suicide, all because we were forcing him to retire. I excused myself and rushed back to Mannheim to see if we could find the CEO. My parents went to comfort his family, and as the day unfolded, learned that the CEO's father was very much alive. It was at that moment that I knew something was dreadfully wrong. I burst into the controller's office and said, "The CEO is missing. Do you know where he might have gone?" It was then that they confessed that they had decided years ago to fabricate the financial statements to cover up losses, and the CEO stole millions of dollars. Shivers went down my spine. Worley & Obetz was bankrupt, and Amerigreen was dragged down with it because we had decided to keep it under the same financial umbrella. The humiliation and the shock made me physically sick. It was hard to breathe. When I woke up, it was that same annoying alarm clock, but it woke me up from a nightmare, the reality of which hit me in the stomach. I would get out of bed, hunched over, till I could breathe and straighten up. How do you keep going? Well, that is the beautiful part. I was broken and forced to surrender my pride. Jesus told of a man who was beaten and left in the ditch to die. Prominent sit-ins passed by, but an enemy of his people stopped and saved him. While some pious and visible people shunned and criticized us, many helped. Neighbors, friends, students, and athletes decided to come out and help us clean up and open Molly's. Those acts filled our hearts. Our sworn competitor, Shipley Energy, financed us to start over again, and thousands of customers signed up. But most of all, the friendship and support that we needed was poured into us. At Mannheim Central, I learned how to get back up if you are knocked down, but you can't do it without the help of others. Life is a continuous set of decisions, and each of those decisions can have beautiful or brutal consequences and can sometimes be far-reaching. The most important lesson here, we lost a lot. Many would say we lost everything, but in truth, we didn't lose much that really mattered. So as you leave Mannheim Central as graduates, you will have new decisions to make, and many of them. Decide on a set of values, the standards by which you will live. Decide on a great set of friends and relationships. The people you hold dear will reinforce and strengthen your values. Decide on what's important. In the end, we kept what really mattered. I encourage you in the same way. What you decide to keep is what really matters. The love and support of God, family, friends, and community. Decide to always keep that.
Thank you, Mr. Obetz. I appreciate you sharing your story. In my role as principal at Mannheim Central High School, I have a wonderful duty to execute. I certify that the individuals receiving a diploma this evening have satisfactorily completed the requirements for graduation as established by the Mannheim Central School District and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Dr. Aiken and members of the Mannheim Central Board of School Directors, I present to you the class of 2021 and the awarding of their diplomas. Congratulations again. As we begin presenting the diplomas, I would ask that our audience please be respectful of all of our graduates and their families. Everyone deserves to hear their graduates' names read this evening. Thank you for your consideration and respect.
Rachel M. King. Summa cum laude. Eve C. Schaefer. Summa cum laude. Troy W. Peters. Cum laude. Andrew Rajaratnam. Magna cum laude. Amy L. Aki. Cum laude. Angel Gabriel Arredondo. Connor D. Axemaker. Nicholas R. Bear. Timothy Jasper Barch. Monica B. Bauman, magna cum laude. Wyatt A. Becker. Victoria H. Benner, cum laude. Alexis L. Bernhardt. Clayton N. Bomberger.
Zuanalise Burgos Pagan. Logan Burkholder. Chloe M. Carson. Cristian Casco Villanueva. Caitlin N. Castle. Brian Clark. Katarina E. Cordner. Alexis Deck. William J. De Jesus. Robert Richardson Dirk III. Lillian M. DeReamer. Griffin T. DiFrancesco. Andrew R. Donmoyer, cum laude. Emma B. Donmoyer, cum laude.
Colton J. Book. Wesley Borden. Allison T. Brandt. Connor J. Brooks, magna cum laude. Ellie F. Fittery. Cassandra G. Forey, summa cum laude. Robert B. Frederick. Jacob C. Fulton. Amber L. Funk, cum laude.
Thank you.
Alexa J. Galbraith. Edward F. Garvey. Kaylin M. Gebhardt, magna cum laude. Joseph F. Giambalvo. Cassandra E. Ginder, magna cum laude.
Devin M. Fisher. Cameron M. Eberly, cum laude. Nicholas D. Engel. Owen M. Enterline. Rachel Fagan. Ariana E. Fink. Taylor N. Herr, magna cum laude. Alana J. Hess. Connor N. Hess. Ian B. High, magna cum laude. Isaiah D. Hoffman, cum laude. Lucy Marie Horst, cum laude. Abigail R. Hostetter, summa cum laude. Samuel R. DeRisi.
Mackenzie E. Ginder, cum laude. Benjamin C. Gingrich. Colin Gordon. Aaron E. Greiner, magna cum laude. Destiny R. Groen. Bhumika Gurung. Kayla J. Haggins. Krista L. Harris. Eden O. Heiserman. Nathan R. Kowalczyk. Kylie A. Kreider, magna cum laude. Owen H. Cuprice. Carlos Laboy. Dawson Loudermilch. Allison L. Lieber, cum laude.
Paul R. Hurst. Emma K. Jennings. Amber L. Kaufman. Quinlan T. Kaufman, cum laude. Cade D. Kagerais, cum laude. Emma M. Kenzie, cum laude. Corinne King. Christopher A. Klein. Jennifer A. Klink, magna cum laude. Brady J. Nyer, magna cum laude. Jeremy M. Knight, cum laude. Morgan A. Kopp. Leah E. Cover.
Kenton E. Lead. Camden O. Lehman, magna cum laude. Timothy N. Lehman. Kylie A. Liner. Emma N. Levitan, cum laude. Matthew C. Lopez. Shauna Elise Lucas. Jenna E. Lutz, magna cum laude. Abigail M. Martin, magna cum laude. Jillian H. Martin, magna cum laude. Kalia Martinez. Haley Elizabeth Mayfield. Ava Dawn McAdams. Riley W. McAlliker, cum laude.
Rachel M. Merrill, cum laude. Audrey J. Miller, cum laude. Cameron E. Miller, magna cum laude. Mackenzie Miller, magna cum laude. Madison J. Miller. Madison L. Miller. Corbin R. Moore, cum laude. Dylan R. Moore. Joshua C. Moore. Victoria A. Moreno, cum laude. Ashley T. Morgan. Hudson P. Moser. Adam D. Moyer. Madison E. Moyer.
Andrew S. McMurray, cum laude. Selena Luna Melendez. Owen L. Papas. Mo Perido. Luis P. Passarelli. Juan Carlos Perez. Grace J. Perrin. Justine L. Path. Haley A. Peach. Dana Prahosian, magna cum laude. Brianna Ramcharan. Bailey J. Rank, magna cum laude. Owen P. Redke. Michael J. Reed, cum laude.
Malia G. Nauman, summa cum laude. Logan S. Nelson. Devin A. Neville. Rain T. Nevins, cum laude. Jenna R. Nolt, magna cum laude. Austin X. Norton. Alexis R. Seibert. Zachary D. Seibert. Samuel D. Sheffney, magna cum laude. Darren Schenenberger. Eliana N. Schenk, summa cum laude. Hunter F. Schoenfeld, magna cum laude. Cole Shantz. Logan R. Scholl.
Nathan D. Reed, magna cum laude. Andrew C. Renicky. Abigail M. Ritter, magna cum laude. Sarah E. Rizzo. Yanni Romero. Anisa Sengdara, cum laude. Sean J. Sitar. Finn A. Schmidhuber, magna cum laude. Sage D. Schreffler. Elena A. Thompson. Cassandra B. Torres. Emma K. Ulrich, summa cum laude. Emmeline G. Varner, summa cum laude. Blake A. Wagner, magna cum laude.
Isaiah M. Schultz. Caleb T. Sick. Katie R. Sides. Jenna G. Smith. Callie Ann Smucker, magna cum laude. Jacob L. Snavely. Tyler A. Snavely, magna cum laude. Alexandra Stauffer, magna cum laude. Tylee N. Stauffer, magna cum laude. Brett A. Steigoff. Larissa C. Stern. Megan H. Stitzel. Makendra A. Stockton. Ty M. Tempalski.
Brielle Elizabeth Wagner, cum laude. Jenna R. Wagner, cum laude. Owen T. Wagner. Mark A. Washington. Briella Weaver, magna cum laude. Ian M. Weaver. Jonathan G. Wells. Chantel L. Wenger, magna cum laude. Jenna N. Wetzel. Zachary J. Whitmer. Marissa L. Wolf. Julia G. Wolf, magna cum laude. Trent M. Wolgemuth. Taylor M. Zajac.
Cody A. Zellers. Malachi L. Zielinski, magna cum laude. Caleb D. Zook. Sarah Rhodes. David Graff, summa cum laude. Justin Greenlee, summa cum laude. Matthew Sechrist, magna cum laude.
Will the class of 2021 please stand? This is the moment they've all been waiting for. As the principal of Manheim Central High School, it is my honor to affirm the graduation for the members of the class of 2020-21. At this time, if all the graduates will move their tassels from right to left. Congratulations on your graduation. At this time, we welcome back Mr. Mike Clare from the class of 1965, as he will now induct the class of 2021 into the Manheim Central Alumni Association. Mr. Clare.
Thank you. I'm coming over here because I'm for and talking to you people. Woohoo! You know, in 1965, when I graduated, we were the first 200 class. You know the auditorium you have now? That's where we graduated. We graduated on the stage, all 200 of us, plus the band. So it was 110 degrees. What a year. I hope we never have to experience what we went through again, but we probably will. The Manheim Central Athletic Association, I said athletic, didn't I? Manheim Central Alumni Association are very proud of you and your accomplishments. No matter what was thrown at you, you succeeded in rolling with the circumstances and got the job done. As president of the Manheim Central Alumni Association, I want to be the first to thank, first of all, the teachers and your administration and administrators for everything they did to get you through this year. And I think, could we show them how pleased we are with what they've done to get us where we're at today? Now at last, I'd like to induct all of you into the Manheim Central Alumni Association and give you a one-year free membership. Never, never forget Manheim Central and what you learn. Godspeed.
At this time, I would ask that our audience please stand for the playing of our alma mater. Sorry, we're going to have a program change. We're not going to play the alma mater, and I apologize for that. So what we will do is we're going to start with our recession out. So we'll have our district admin, followed by our folks over here, which is being our faculty, and then we're going to have our students will recess out. I would ask that our guests please wait till all of our students have, all of our graduates have recessed out, and then they will get their diplomas in the back, and they can have their celebratory time with you as families. Again, best wishes to all of our graduates. Thank you and good evening.